Traders. Welcome back to another Relentless recap. Late night recap, 6:46 p.m. here on the East Coast. I'm going to try and get it out quick. Initially, I wanted to do a long recap, but man, I got caught up with some stuff today. So we'll get in there and let's jump into it, right? Hit the thumbs up if you do enjoy the video. Hit the thumbs up. If you're a new viewer at the end, consider subscribing, right? Consider subscribing. Here we go. Positions. BEAT, the first stock here on the list. Good move pre-market, right? Good move, right? Nice green candle here. Breaking news as the headline came out 8:38 a.m. Consolidated sideways and into the open. We wanted to see some follow through, some continuation. But ultimately, it wasn't that strong, right? We would have wanted the stock to be stronger. Now, it did give opportunities, though. And for those of you who are watching the first 1 minute candle to make the new high, it absolutely started taking off, right? Over a high of 618. It started grinding up, and I was sleeping, man. Relentless was sleeping on this opportunity here because I needed to be a little bit more assertive, a little bit more aggressive earlier in the day, and I wasn't. Let's pull it up. That's around 9:33. Let's jump back. By the way, guys, my mic should be sounding much better. I had the Logitech mic from my new webcam playing it without realizing, right? Somehow it tripped the settings. But here we go. So let's skip ahead into the open here. So, you know, as we're looking at the 1 minute charting here, I know it's a little zoomed out, but first 1 minute candle to make the new high starts to happen at 618. So watch this. Let's let it play here. So you've had to been watching the level 2 right here and focusing up. 932 is where I started to take some trades, but you know, today a little all over the place, I feel like, at the beginning. There's a buyer of 3,200 shares. Watch this, right? Look at the level 2. Look at the subtlety in the level 2 here, right? 7,800 shares sitting at 5. Watch as we start to push. 14,000 shares sitting at 10. 14,000 shares sitting at 6. Right, as mentioned, 7,800 shares sitting at 5. First 1 minute candle to make the new highs at 18. This alone could have potentially been an entry to see how far it was going to go. Getting in at 611. All right, but okay, it's still early. Let's give it some time. And look at that. If you're in at 611, it starts to open up a little bit there. First 1 minute candle to make the new high. That in itself, if you're taking 5 cents or maybe adding, depending on how aggressive, if it was a starter, maybe you're adding to it. Right? Can we get over 20, 23, 25? And you see that, just like that, there's a good trade, man. I'm sleeping right here. I'm sleeping. Sleeping RT. Sleeping. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what in the world I was doing, to be honest. And you see that I went to go blow my nose. Took a couple of seconds there. And when I came back is when I really started like looking at it. But at this time, it's like the entries of like 611, 615, 618, you know, it's kind of gone. We're a little bit more extended. You got to be much more careful here. We got a high of 39 on that candle. Break of 39. Are we going to see something? 37, 40. I didn't even, and you see how many entries I've already missed? Break of 39. For a potential break of 50. Like, why am I not taking these entries? Like, what's going on? This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Green right there. I should have been in anywhere between 37 and 40 with a tight stop 35, 34. It hesitates a little bit and it rips, right? And this is, and when you start the day off correctly, let's say I did take 611. Right, 620, and I had a good green trade or two to start the day. When we get up here to 640, you're confident, you're feeling good. The stock is backing you up by giving you winning trades. So when you're buying here, okay, despite that quick hesitation and drop to 36, you're giving it a chance. And then boom, rip to 50. Can we get 5 to 10 cents in there, right? I haven't taken a trade yet. I tried to buy a dip here. My first trade, I tried to buy a dip, and look at how unfortunate this was, right? So we had the high of 50, we dropped down. There's 40, there's 40, there's 36. I'm trying to buy the dip, and I got unfortunate fill because I'm gonna try and pause it here. The moment I buy, watch this. The moment I buy, there's 40 by 43, and I get the highest fill possible. I thought it was. I watched it back. I saw a tighter spread towards the higher side. I'm pretty sure I saw 42 by 43. Well, maybe not. It's in there. It's in there. Let's see if I can get it. Or maybe I'm going crazy. Okay, maybe I'm going crazy. Yeah, I had filled 43 right there, and I needed a little bit better timing, right? If I could have bought a little later and could have caught 37, 38, 39. Once I saw 36 on the bids, I said no. I'm in too high because I checked my fill. I'm in at 44. How the hell am I in at 44, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even see 44. Well, you see, and there it is. 44, it came for a split second as I bought. 44 on the ask, and then 43. So it was just poor. It was poor timing, unfortunate timing. If I had bought here, 36 by 38, I'd have been long for a trade over 50. Watch this. So I'm back out. Watch this. 45, 50, 52. Now, the bids do have a hard time holding up, right? But, you know, 46 by 47, 48 by 50, right here's the sell. And I would have been in it, let's say 38, out at 48, 10 cents. So I've already missed, let's say, 2 to 3 trades. My first trade is a bit of a timing issue. I don't get the lower entry I would have needed here to be comfortable to hold it longer. You can already see how the day is going for me, right? Lack of aggression at the beginning, not paying attention, lackadaisical, and then unfortunate timing there. Break of 50. 52. Because of how it's moving, I'm not as confident for break of 50, but I missed this 10,000 share buyer that came in until it was a little too late. There's going to be a 10,000 share buyer here at 40. Right, there's the buyer, right? So it rips. After it dips, I should have been watching to get back in on this dip here, throwing out orders on the bids with tight stops at 39, 38. I didn't. It rips up quickly, although I probably would have gotten filled, looking at the level 2. And then we're going to finally break through high of day. I'll let it play here. I didn't take 55. It's moving fast, but you can see I'm not really being aggressive at the highs. So as it makes the new high, right, let's let it play that, run that back again. Here we go. Can we break 55? There's 55. I should have been buying in the spread right here. 67. Beautiful on the ask. Now the bids are a little bit behind, but still beautiful trade nevertheless, right? 62 by 65. A beautiful trade. Now I take the dip. 55 was, let's say, 50, 55 previous resistance. Can we now become support? So I'm watching here. I take it right here. I'm in between 51 and 54. 53 fill, not bad. Can we retest the highs of 67? Here we go. 62. I thought it was going to take off, so I didn't sell early. I thought it was going to retest 65 and maybe hit 70, 75. Didn't take it off. 60 again. And then I took it off at 55 because I'm like, no, you know what? It might not go. It's having a hard time. That was a box trade because I could have sold it much higher, 5 cents higher, 6 cents higher. And you can see the drop down after I got out, There is a formula, right? It's not random. It's a formula. But I needed to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more, assertive, I would say, earlier to put myself in a better position. Let's see. BEAT. It ends up coming down. And I think that was it. So missed opportunity for BEAT. Complete missed opportunity. Look at this. Hold on, watch this. You see this? I kind of knew that I botched the trades. Was there anything else on the main screen? Let's see. Skip ahead a little bit. SINT, which will switch to monitor. Well, it seems like I pulled it up early. I took a very silly loss on this stock here, getting in at 93, coming out at 88. Poor trade. Was watching for a continued push through the highs, but I knew how it was moving. It wasn't looking the best. Felt like I was being a little too aggressive here, and rightfully so took a loss. And that discouraged me from scalping it. And you know, because yesterday it wasn't good for the scalps into the close. I took a $70 loss, so I said, hey, let's try and buy some dips. You guys know I'm a breakout trader first. Alright, so watch this. High of 524, right? In this stock, there was an entry, I believe, at 518. Here we go. High of day. Watch this. High of day is at 522, and I have a trend line here for support at 512. Where are we right now? 512. Why am I so lackadaisical at this level? Look at the bids. Look at the bids. 18,500 shares. I should have been buying immediately. Like, I have a trend line for support. A big buyer. What more do I need to say? Buy the stock, Relentless. Buy the stock. And so, you know, it's all of this is what added to my frustration, you know. I don't know what I'm doing right here. I'm not paying attention to the level 2. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what in the world I'm thinking. But, you know, I'm not in the stock is what I'm not doing. Ended up buying it a little higher there. Not good. It is going to drop to 11 one more time, I think. Or I wanted it to drop to 11 is what it was. It's not going to. I mean, what a perfect entry, man. It doesn't get any better than that, you know, on the dips. So it makes a high of 40, right? And right here, it dips down. So same thing, basically, like what just happened. We made a high of 20. It drops off about 10 cents. At 11, 12, great entries. It hits a high of now 40. It drops off about 10 cents. Getting in around 30. And I'm long right here. And I'm waiting patiently. I got to stop, a tight stop here, but I'm waiting to let it curl because it looks like it wants to keep going. I'm watching for break of 40. And I take it off right there. So this is a decent trade, 10 cents, right? It does end up ripping to 47. I mean, in what world, you know, it's the thing that when you get too in your head. Usually, if this happens, I'm buying back. There's 42, 43, it seems like it's holding. Usually, I'm buying back right here, usually. But I'm too much in my head. I'm like, hey, the scalps are not working. Don't touch it. And so I was skeptical of giving it the shot for break of 50, right? Watch this. 37, 17,000 shares, right? If I got in and out for a small loss already, nice area right here to try and hit the bids. Can we see some green? Can we see green? $41, great place for an entry, great place for an entry, great place for an entry, 41 by 42. And this is why you got to be watching at the level 2. I don't remember if it went right away. Did we? Let's fast forward for time. Yeah, it did. 15 seconds later, here's the move. And it's like 41 right there, but it stopped at 36. Come on, man. Sweet. That's what you call sweet. You know, when you don't perform well, there's only one thing, especially when there's momentum, right? If there's no momentum, it's a little different, right? Difficult and different. Once there is momentum, it's only you, you know, you're the one to blame. Me the trader. Me, the one who was sitting here in this chair, not being super dialed, was the issue. And what sucks is that you can't take it for granted, because now if tomorrow, and then tomorrow I will be super dialed. If I'm super dialed tomorrow, you know, I will be super dialed tomorrow. And what happens if there's no momentum? It sucks, because now you're at your 100% best and there's nothing. That's why on days like today, when there's stuff, you have to be at your best. You gotta be super dialed. Beautiful move. It's now coming into resistance. And, you know, are we going to continue to open up? SNTI. It keeps going and it goes all the way into a halt. At this point, I'm flat on the day. But if I traded BEAT well, if I traded SNTI well, 512, 530, 540, we're probably already up 6, 7, 800 on the day. You know? So watch resumption. We should have already been up 5, 6, 700 on the day. Watch resumption here. We're halted at 587. It's going to be a sideways resumption. Alright, sideways resumption. It's consolidating high. Can we break 6? Consolidating high. Alright, sideways resumption. It doesn't rip immediately, but it's holding 90. Holding 90. Can we see green? 98. There's some buyers. I'm long. I'm in at 97. It immediately rips to 612. There's 10 by 16. I get a fill at 13 coming out. And it kept going. I didn't expect it to keep going like this, but it absolutely ripped. It ripped all the way to a high of 38. Let's watch that again. Beautiful. But it doesn't, the bids don't really catch up to the ask price. But it's a great move nevertheless, right? 8 by 16, 14 by 20, 22 by 29. Oh, I missed the last pause, but you know, 35, 38 on the ask. It dips. It dips. Guys, on any hot day, there's the high, 38, right? 30 by 35. On any hot day, the dip and rip is beautiful. Watch this dip. So we made about 270, right? On that trade. I'm now sized to 2,500 shares, and I'm watching for the dip. There's 8. I mean, it's such a great buy. I'll let it play. Let's let it play. And then we'll pause it and go back. Such a great buy, man. Can we dip? 8. Beautiful. Beautiful dip. And I take size on this dip because I think it's going to be great. And, you know, despite the speed of which I'm buying, I still am in pretty high versus 8. Right? There's 8. 8 by 11. I'm buying 8 by 9. I'm putting out 2,500 shares. And I buy one more time. This is why sometimes you just want to buy one big block. I buy one more time, and the ask price is already at 17. And I get a fill very high at 13 and 17. Average of 15. I should have been in with an average of like first entry should have been at 9. Second entry, if I could have gotten a better fill in this spread, you know, would have been much better. But anyhow, so we're in 5,000 shares. And watch this. Dip and rip. Right now, I'm watching for a retest of 38 and a move potentially into the next halt up at 652. Watch this. 5,000 shares, average of 15. I mean, this is a pretty... Let's check this, by the way. What time is this? 10 a.m. This is a pretty high average. Maybe the fills are worse than I think. Let's go to today. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. We're in at 97. Okay, we're out at 15 actually. I thought it was 13. In at 97, out at 13, out at 15. Good trade. In at 13 and 16. So I got filled very high on the second entry. It was about a second or a half second later. And look at the tragedy of this exit, right? So let's go back and watch this. Tragedy is going to strike right here. I'm saying that, well, it's not, you know, I'm using these words. Maybe I shouldn't really throw them out there like that, but I'm expecting to get filled at no higher than 13, and I'm expecting to come out at 40, 50. Watch this. 27 on the ask. At this point, I'm thinking, here we go, here we go, here we go. Now, one more stretch of green. If any stretch of green comes on this tape, we're jumping to 35. The bids are going to probably jump up to like 28. And if it's strong, it might hesitate for a split second and then rip into the halt. Tragic, man. Where's the move, man? Where's the... And I actually took a small loss. I got back in here, 17. Came out at 20. And it's going to flush down here. 10, 92. It could have been such a great trade if the momentum had only been a little stronger. If we had some more follow through, 5,000 shares in there, selling it at 35, 40, 45, would have made our day. We probably could have definitely made at least 20 cents, which would have been over 1K. But this is risky though. 5,000 shares. Let's say it flushed immediately. I'd have been in at 15, probably stopping out at like 90. And just like that, 30-cent loss, you're down 1,500. The risk is real, ladies and gentlemen. The risk is real. I was looking for 38.50, 38 and then 50, high of day, then a new high, which, you know, would have been about 35 cents, but didn't see it. And SNTI, you know, I'm now only up 133, and I believe I fought back and made some money on this thing. Slow and steady, you know, slow and steady, small trades. Watching high of day here again, right? I'm in at 27, coming out at 32. Quick trade in there, just a couple cents. Close one, because there's a lot of downside risk there, so we didn't really break over the highs. It curls back up. I'm going to get back in here. Back in at 28. There's 32, 33. Getting a decent fill coming out. Just 3 cents, 75 bucks, 3 cents. Back in again at 31. This is going to be, and right here I'm watching for high of day. High of day is at 38. I'm essentially watching for a high of day scalp. I'm back in at 31. Boom. Beautiful. Lovely. 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 I got a great fill on this as well. I think at 46. So I got filled towards the ask price there. Great fill. Thanks to Thinkorswim there. This is one of the rare situations we actually had a good fill. We can check it as well. What time is that? 10:08. Let's see. 10:08. 40, well, no, 43. Well, you know, not quite 47, but, you know, the bids were at 38, so I'll take it. My memory's bad, man. I thought I watched back at those entries, those fills. So, boom. Despite all the mystery, do you guys see why I'm upset with myself on a day like today, right? Despite all the missed opportunities that I didn't take, all the missed trades, all the areas where I'm lackadaisical, not paying attention, I still managed to make 530 at one point on the stock. And I think on the day right here, I'm up 400, or at least like 370, 380, something like that. So it's a decent day, right? Not what it should have been, not what it could have been, but decent nevertheless. And watch this. I thought it was about to go to the moon. Dip and rip, right? So watch this. New high, 47. Can we dip and hold? It's holding high. We had a low of 38. It's holding, it's holding, it's holding. I should have bought immediately. But I waited for a little bit more green. Man, it's a slow buy looking back at it. You know, we saw just now how once we dipped to 508, how I bought almost immediately. Despite the higher fills, I bought almost immediately. I needed to be buying almost immediately here. 38, it's holding. 38, 38, 38, 38. Should have been in at 44, the highest. It even gives it gives a chance here. It's holding, man. Let's let it play. It's holding. Watch. 47, 38, 38, 39, 39, 40, 39, 41, 41. You see how I'm in a little higher, a little late? Should have been in at 44, the highest. But anyhows, if this is going to be strong, we're going to rip right to 65. Or let's say 55 and 60. Just like we did down here for break of 50. 550, right? 550. Remember, it just ripped to 67. I'm expecting a rip right here to like 560. Well, 660, right? 660. I'm in at 47. And tragedy again. I happen to have an amazing fill coming out. Usually I'm getting filled on the bids, and it's a much bigger loss. It would have been about a 380 loss. I'm surprised I only lost, you know, about 250 right there. I'm surprised I lost only about 250. I'm back in again at 40. Here we go. Can we see it? There's 46 by 47. Come on. I'm taking it off. We're making a little something, but we're watching for break of 50. It's going to pull back. It's not quite ready. It needed a dip. I don't think I bought the dip down here. Let's see. Did I? 18. No, I'm looking away at Phil's. We had a low of 18. And it looks like I switched away to KITT. This one resumed, halted at 691, resumed sideways. Well, resumed sideways and dropped immediately. Watch this. Low of 665. Where am I looking to go long? High of day, 91. Can we break 91 and rip to highs? Maybe into this big seller of like 725. I should have waited for a little bit more green. This is the only problem with these stocks, man. You see where the bid price is right now? The bid price is at 78. Right now, I'm red against the spreads. 12 cents. There's 82. It does not go immediate. Right, this needed to be instant. I'm in. Oh, I'll let it play. I'm in, right? Watch that. I'm in. The ask price is not moving. The ask price should have already, by the moment I'm in, the ask price should already be at 715. The moment that I'm in. So I sold immediately. Quick 130 loss. You know, this one was a little bit more disappointing. I felt like it could have been stronger. And watch this. It's going to come to 91 again. Watch 91 right here. 93. And much tighter spread this time, right? 90 by 93. Although 82 is still there, so it's still a little thin. Big seller at 7. It doesn't rip. So you can see this is not the strongest resumption automatically. You know, it's like strong resumptions. That first time we're at 91. You don't even get to see that big seller. On really strong resumptions, you don't even get to see the seller that's there. It's just going. So I'm back in. I take another small, scratch trade, it seems like. Can we get over 7? I think I might have waited here for a break and hold of 7 because it was looking so dicey on the bids. This is risky, man. This could drop 50 cents any second, you know? There's 7, 715. How well can we hold? 02, 90. Didn't take it. Didn't feel comfortable with it. And I think from here it sold off over time. Just not easy, this one. Not easy. So that was KITT. MOTS, not much. So SNTI, you know, I tried again. I tried. I'm up 230. I think I had one last trade. Let's see. Yeah. First 5-minute candle to make the new high. The only thing I didn't like here was the decreasing volume, but it was coming up, the 5-minute decreasing volume. But I said, hey, our green candle's going up. We're higher than our red candle's going down. This is our third pullback, but it seems like it's holding. And I liked it because of this bottoming wick that we had here on this first red candle. So once we made the new high at 680, I'm long. Volume started coming in aggressively. I took it off at 88, 8 cents. Great trade. I could have held it a little longer, but I didn't. It rips up to 7, and this was moment of truth. Is the volume going to continue to come in and have us retest high of day volume? If this retests high of day volume here to the buy side, this for sure is a very, very strong stock. Now it was, but that didn't happen right here. Look at this rejection. Are we gonna flush? Are we gonna flush? Fast forwarding for time. Well, it's 5 seconds later. Comes down to 44. Some traders are gonna be buying that dip, but you know, for me, I wanted to see the break of 7. Now, when we look back at this breakout trade, what could I have done better? I could have held slightly longer for 10 more cents because you know I'm in. If for context, let's go back. Look at how slow the volume is right here, right? And watch how the volume is gonna ramp up. Volume is starting to ramp up. Volume is starting to ramp up. I'm watching. We bought up some sellers. See how the volume is ramping up here? That's my cue to get long. I'm out early. Should have been back in, but it jumped so quickly that I said, okay, let's wait for break and hold of 7. It's never going to come. 70. Don't flush. Don't flush. Don't flush. Don't flush. 70. 67. Don't flush. Don't flush. 47. 44. Yeah. So after this, I was up $200. I shut down the live stream. I X'd out everything, and then I had a message on Instagram saying, "Dude, as soon as you left, PEGY made a big move," and the individual was referring to this move right here. This rip. I came back. You know what I did? And it's who's to blame? Myself. I already wasn't satisfied with the day, but I know myself so well. I know myself well, and it's why I X'd out everything, because I didn't want to give myself the chance and looking at chartings and getting sucked back into it. Signed in, it was the worst thing I did. Got sucked back into it. And what did I see? Okay, this was sideways, right? And then SNTI. This is where I left. I left right here in this range. Came back. And also, once I saw PEGY was looking a little weak, I'm like, okay, whatever. Saw this happening. Saw SNTI making a move for new highs. And when I saw that, I ended up leaving my computer on. Worst mistake that I did, man. Death by 100 cuts right here. It's making a new high, but I gave back on every single one of these trades here. Paper cut, paper cut, paper cut. Over. Spoke to Steve in this area here. Steve is like, hey, Steve, the moderator from the channel. He's like, hey, you know, you're up 135 right now. You know, you might want to walk away. You're just slowly giving back. And I'm like, yeah, it's a good point, man. But it's like, you know, mentally, it's like, you're telling yourself something else. The stock is making a new high. You can make more money. The stock is making a new high. You can make something back. Make something back. You're not making anything back. The numbers are not lying. And before you know it, you just lose till you're red. Right here, after this, I'm red 20 bucks on the day. I said, okay. Now you have no choice. You know, from green 200 to red 20, I said power hour. Come back power hour, and we had PEGY. You would like to think that I would have been green in this move here, but a lot of it came down to timing, and I missed entries. PEGY, GRWG. This one, I saw this one here as it made this nice move, and then I saw the flag. But the volume pulled back so much. We went from 195 down to 72 and 88. I saw this bottoming wick, and I said, I don't know. I don't think it's going to do much. Saw it at 408. Ignored it. It's on the other monitor. Ignored it. It absolutely goes from 411 entry. Even if you're in a little higher, 412, 415, 416, it just rips. Green starts to get in, 18, 19, 20. Boom. This would have been nice, man, with 1,000 shares even, you know, even if I'm going small size, 1,000 shares. Man, missed that. I gave it the respect this time around to just try it over 31. Didn't see anything. And as mentioned, PEGY, I thought this breakout was much harder to time. We're seeing that it's flagging, but a little bit of an ABCD. If you're not watching this one exclusively, you're going to miss the trade. And I was occupied with MSOS. This one was an ETF that was getting halted up. MSOS, if we look at it on E-Trade, it'll be a little bit more clear as to how strong it was with the halts. Watch this. Alright, by the way, let me pull up my webcam. Watch this right here, man. This thing absolutely halts up, rips, dips, rips, halts up, rips, dips, rips, halts up. Choppy right here, though. But, you know, we made money from 958 the first halt to a high of 1270, and it came from lows of $8, $8.80. So this, you know, we had stuff moving, and it's why it was so hard for me to like be dialed in on just one stock and catch the opportunities, especially PEG. I mean, you know, a little harder to see, but if you're watching this, you'll notice this, you know, it's a clean ABCD, low 429, low 429, and as we're coming back up, pivot point coming across right here at 42 is the entry. I miss it. So from 42 it rips to 80, 40 cents. It's a good power hour, and I got caught in a flush on one of these stocks. I don't know. Was it this one? I think think it was this one. If it started to hold 430 right here, I got long, it flushes down on me. And that was the day, guys. So, you know, it was disappointing. We're down 152. It should have been a better day. It should have been a better day, man. But, you know, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be better. We'll be more dialed. We're not going to let the trading get the better of us, and that's going to do it. So, guys, take it easy. Stay safe, stay green. It's been Relentless Trader. And I am, of course, after a long recap, 35 minutes, shutting it down. Like, subscribe. I am out of here.